Good evening, Tamriel. We are back. What's up, Lydia? You ready to resume our quest? To read every book in Skyrim. That's right. Of the 602 lore books currently in Skyrim, about half of which are modded in from previous games, Zug has read 8. And today he's continuing his quest. He just woken up after spending the night in High Hrothgar and learning a little bit of what it's going to mean for Zug to be the Dragonborn. And I, as a player, am about to do something I've never done before, which is walk back down the 7,000 steps into Ivarstead. So I figured, why the hell not? So let's talk mods for a minute. This is a modded version of Skyrim. Popping out the third person, you'll notice that Zug is collecting snow on his person. That's because of a mod called Wet and Cold. Although perhaps considered outdated by some of the more inside members of the modding community, it still does its job. And if you don't have an overly heavily modded version of the game and you have a decent enough hardware, it doesn't have a noticeable impact. So I figured, why mess with success? Let's just use what works. Between last time and this time, I've made one change to the mods situation, which is I've modified the sprint speed to be a little bit better feeling, which has meant actually cutting it down a bit. So the sprint speed in the default game is 500, right? And I've gone ahead and already changed the walking speed and the jogging speed to be a speed that feels good to me, both for combat and just for general mobility. You can see it feels kind of nice. But sprinting felt way too crazy and arcadey, so I knocked it down from 500 to 425. You can see what that feels like now. So here's the walk, or sorry, the jog. There's the sprint. It just feels a bit less precipitous. In general, my modding setup is patterned around Omega, which is an effort to combine Morrow Ultimate with a bunch of other excellent mods to make the game a bit more varied and a bit more flavorful. The main feature of it is that it's just a lot harder to find high-level gear. That's a neat little pocket over there. Where is that? I love how far away you can see shit, the way I have this modded right now. I am looking in which direction? This way. So that's the path between Ivarstead and Helgen. Somewhere where I think that we may be headed. Not 100% sure. Going roughly southeast. Pidge, what is up, brother? It's good seeing you, dude. Yeah, one of the things that I've done is I've made it so that the compass doesn't show up unless you hit a button. Which is the same button I have for my instincts toggle. That'll highlight things in the environment. Is my game showing up okay, Pidge? Usually I have my stream loaded up on my phone. Tonight I don't. Are you working tonight, or are you just chilling? About to go to bed. Word. Can you do me a favor while you're watching for me? Just double check to make sure that the stream title and game looks correct. Sometimes OBS screws me over and doesn't update it correctly. Oh, shit! No! I was trying to boost row! You better stop fighting these and start reading. Yeah, I got a long way to go. But I have to play the game to get the books. Right? Ah, Sabercat just fucking wrecked me. Zug's quest. 8 out of 600. Yeah, 602. Have I seen Ad Astra yet? You're the second person who's asked me that this week. Were you also the first person? I've not seen it, no. Oh, my wife is messaging me. What does she have to say? Oh, just a nice comment. Love you, baby. You said you had it and we're sitting on it. Oh, yeah, okay, it was you. I was talking to you about that. That's true. It's sitting on my media server unwatched. So I have moments of time like this on a Friday night where I can do whatever I want, and I pretty much always choose to do something gaming or streaming related rather than watching a movie. Tell me this, Lex. Is it a movie that I would enjoy watching with my wife? Because maybe I could watch it then. Is VCore anyone you know? VCore is an old school, hardcore planetside infantry player. Actually, he doesn't know this, but I actually tune into Lex's stream and just watch him aim while he's playing planetside. It's actually a beautiful thing to watch. You guess it could be. Is it overly, like, scary or gory or anything like that? It doesn't seem like it would be. Big father-son thing going on. Can't get into planetside. It looked terrible on release. Well, you won't like the way it looks now, then. At least visually. So I gotta find this Sabercat and get my revenge. Me and Lydia. If I don't accidentally walk off the side of the world, that is. Look how good that shit looks. Planetside's good stuff. I love it in doses. I think the Sabercat was up here. Perhaps not. Oh no. We're not there yet. The core message of the film would be fine for a couple though. Okay. Let's all come together and appreciate how amazing Deeg is. Wow, what a wholesome message. Graphics aren't everything, but when you launch 2 years behind everyone else, it's a big issue. Yeah, I could spend a 48-hour stream talking about all the things that PlanetSide isn't doing quite right. I think people have done that, actually. It's a big idea for a game, and it just hasn't had enough manpower behind it. It really got abandoned for, like, a long fucking time. You do it all the time, Lex. You're holding the torch. Am I getting close? Did I miss it? Maybe I missed it. What did I think of the Google Stadia guy talking about streamers licensing games they stream? Ooh, Pidge with the big sub. 6 months. And the cheer. Thank you, brother. if you want to throw in another vote for the Stormcloak versus Imperial uh, kind of stream quest I have, feel free. But to answer your question, Lex, I kind of enjoyed having a mental experiment about it, where I asked myself the question, in what universe could what he say make sense? And for everyone else's context, what he said was basically that streamers shouldn't expect games for free when they're playing games. They should basically pay their dues. And I think kind of implied Stormcloaks. All right, +1 for the Stormcloaks. There you go, buddy. And kind of implied that streamers should actually pay to get access to games so they can make money off of the game as content. It's obviously not a proper reflection. Oh, here we go. I gotta focus on this guy for a minute. Can I demote rep in some way? Let me think about that. Oh my god. Where is it? No. Lydia, where were you? Okay. So that's strike 2. I think we're gonna save when we get there next time. As much as I'm enjoying this stroll down the mountain. My thoughts on that comment are, I actually tweeted about this and said that I'm a little surprised at how taken aback streamers are about this DMCA thing with music, because this is the way that the music industry has always acted, all the way back to the days of Napster, when they went after individual people for downloading music for free. They've always had this insanely regressive attitude towards access to music. And yeah, you remember, man. A lot of people, I think a lot of people that watch my stuff remember, because we're kind of older folks. And so I was surprised that everyone else was surprised. And my mind went down a strange path where I asked myself, what if access to games was treated the same way as access to music on streaming platforms like Twitch? And when I went down that pathway in my head, it made the comment of the Stadia director suddenly make sense. If you had to license games to play on stream, what is this? Okay, it looked kind of interesting. Any thoughts, Lydia?
Still here.
Apparently not.
I will protect you with my life.
Napster for the win. I never actually used LimeWire, but I did use a lot of Napster back in my college days. Back in my Team Fortress Classic days. Got to build up that MP3 collection. You'd liken it to, if you own a bar or something, you have to license the music you use, license the access to the sports shit you have on display. Right. And for some reason, video games have escaped that approach on Twitch, which I hope is largely due to the fact that game publishers realize that they get a tremendous amount of free advertising to their core markets from streamers. And the amount of money that streamers make off of those games is paltry compared to what those publishers are making off of the game sales that result from that advertising. At least I'd assume that's the case. That's an educated guess, let's call it. But yeah, I could see a world where somehow game publishers got regressive in those attitudes. Deeg, do I work in the game industry? I do not work in the game industry. I am in the software industry, though. I know a little bit about how the sausage gets made, but not game-flavored sausage. No, I'm just someone who's been playing video games and thinking about them for basically 3/4 of my life, something like that. All right, I think I'm getting close to this snowcat saber. I feel like I need like a little bit of help to take this guy on. You've seen people say that they could pay like $5 million for advertising for a game and get next to nothing out of it, but pay some streamer 1 to 5% of that for a weekend and have it be much more beneficial. Right, exactly. Actually, I saw this recently with Guild Wars 2. Summit 1G played Guild Wars for like a week, and Guild Wars had an incredibly high boom in viewership that lasted for like a month on Twitch. It lasted a whole month after he stopped playing. And I'm sure that also resulted in a lot of microtransaction sales from the game and a whole bunch of other positive things. Like you also saw the developer kind of react, where they put a bunch of promotions and specials into the game at the same time the Summit 1G wave was happening. So they were aware of it, and I'm sure it was benefiting them. So should Summit have paid to play the game to do that? No. Clearly it was a one-sided thing. Clearly Summit could bring more to Guild Wars 2 than Guild Wars 2 could bring to Summit. And that's what it comes down to, is I think that at the end of the day, game publishers get much more out of Twitch than Twitch gets out of game publishers. But I also think that's the case with music. But we still have this regressive system. Okay, we're saving. We're going to buff up. All right, Lydia. Do I have any... Okay, I could have some... Okay, this is good. I'll have some mead to buff my stamina generation, and then... I need to do some cooking on this character. Let's do 5 health. Ain't gonna mean shit. Grilled chicken breast. Oh, shit. Do I have any poison? Stamina poison. I don't know if that's gonna do any good. Take that. Damn, that thing is a beast. You spent 5 years of your life trying to be an environmental artist, but if you think you're blacklisted, why do you think you're blacklisted, man? Sounds like there's quite a story there. Environmental art, hugely important in gaming. Deeg played a mod of Half-Life and was probably the best of those 1,000 people. That's right. I was the best TFC player. I think that's true. I think publishers are smart enough to know that, which is probably why they haven't. Right. That's I think, the reasonable assumption, Lex. And that reasonable assumption is what makes that Google Stadia guy look so deluded. But if you lived in a world where you were having conversations with publishers about the potential of charging streamers for games, because that's what they do for music, and you were seeing what was going on with the DMCA, I could see someone saying something like that out loud and thinking in their head it was reasonable before it got out into the public. But, I mean, maybe I should have that guy on the podcast, see what he thinks. You remind the 2 or 3 people left. God bless you, Pidge. You can see an EA or Activision doing that. It does seem like a suitably EA evil thing, right? See these poor wolves I slaughtered on the way up the mountain? I'm kind of let down. I was really thinking that So I actually talked to an NPC before I went up the mountain, a new one, a modded one. An Imperial soldier who said he was visiting the throat of the world to study the Nordic culture. And I thought I might run into him on my way up or down, but so far I have not. I like Ivarstead. It's kind of a cool town. I like that it has no merchant. It makes it feel like it's really, like, out of the way. Indian smaller companies would be the death sentence. Oh, totally. Like, Deep Rock Galactic is a fantastic game by a tiny studio. I think they have like 25 people. And I applied to join their streamer program like a few months ago when I was at, because I streamed it for like 3 or 4 weeks. And I got in, and I think I streamed the game like 2 times after that, because I put 75 hours in, and I didn't feel like I needed to play anymore. But I'm still a part of their streamer program, because I think that they understand if it's better for them to increase the likelihood of any streamer coming back to the platform. GG, Pidge. Have a good night, man. Hope you sleep well. TFC does rock. I agree. I also like one of the mods I have installed right now that injects a bunch of silence into the soundtrack. So when the music comes on, it's like, oh yeah, that feels good. This bear fucking wrecked me yesterday. Screw this guy.
Traveler, you must have so much to tell about the world outside.
You wonder what the
this
fee would look
town.
like? You mean the fee for licensing like game streaming? I mean,
Have anything interesting to tell me?
that's a good question. Let me think about that. And also, how would you... I think it'd be pretty expensive to enforce, potentially. Although, I guess with the way that automated content detection works on Twitch and YouTube, it wouldn't be that hard. Let me think about it for a minute. I'm going to read what Shuffle wrote. Long story short, you're 30 plus, spent 4 to 5 years learning 3D art. You're pretty good. Worst people have been hired, but you can't even get an internship. Yikes. Yeah, I think one of the hard things about games... I did actually try to get into a game studio a couple times, but I think that there's so much competition for those jobs that those companies can afford to be so damn picky that they'll get someone who did free game development for years and years and years and has a ridiculous edge on everyone else. If they made it palatable, you might see people eat it like all the other 10-a-month things they'd give to. Yeah, I think you're right. I also think that in order to make it to carry it off, Lex, they'd have to give some incentive. Like provide some kind of a... I don't know what that would be. Like, actually, I was talking to some of my TFC buddies after the match that I casted tonight about Diabolical, which has some ability to see who's streaming the game while you're in the game. And I know that Quake Champions did this too. So if paying that would get you into like an in-game browser where you could click on someone's name and like launch their stream on a second monitor or something, or even punt it to a phone. That might be enough incentive to get people to pay, some money. And if it's a streamer, it's more of a business expense, which means that the cost can be higher. Like, I'll be honest. Like, let's say I'm playing a game like... Let me think. What would be a good example of this?
Disrespect the law and
Well,
you
PlanetSide,
disrespect
right?
me.
Like, if I wanted to be a really dedicated PlanetSide streamer, and let's say that they have an in-game browser for streams, And when you go there, you can see their Twitch chat, and you could launch the stream either on a mobile device or on a secondary screen. And the only way to appear on that list is to be a PlanetSide partner. In order to be a PlanetSide partner, you can either have a contract with the company, like they would approach you if you're a big streamer, or you could pay $50 a month. And if I was trying to be a big PlanetSide streamer, I might actually pay that $50 a month to appear in that in-game browser. You know? That's like it's like 20 gift subs. Make that back as an affiliate. The thing, though, is that there aren't that many streamers compared to the number of people playing a game. So even though you could get streamers to pay, I don't know if the volume of that would be high enough to justify whatever the infrastructure cost would be to put something like that into place. The simple play would be to just prevent people from streaming it. But that would create such a huge public relations backlash. You'd have to find somebody to trickle it over time to make people kind of accept the idea. Yeah, PlanetSide's not a great example. I know. I just couldn't think of anything. Like, what about like a big booming game, like a Valorant or something? Or like if you see Shroud Summit and then 10 random people who paid for a license to stream next to those guys. Like, that would be kind of cool. So I'm back in town. Let's think about town business I need to do here in Ivarstead. It's late. I need to find Klimek, and I also need to find the Khajiit, who asked me to count the number of steps in in the 7,000 steps, which I did not do, but I looked it up on the Wikipedia, and I know the number. I had 732 steps.
Welcome to the Villamir Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
Temba is here, Bastianus. Here's Klimek. No, it's not Klimek.
Yes?
The hell is Jofer?
Glad you're here.
Goldier, I totally saved this guy's family tomb from a necromancer.
Hi. Anytime, friend.
My daughter's driving me crazy. So forgive me if I'm a bit on edge.
I've actually been thinking a lot this week about ways
Is there a
to...
reason you've disturbed me?
For anyone.
Be careful on the road.
You mind if
there are
you
many dangers.
if you DM me for an honest opinion? No, feel free.
Oh, you're a traveler.
Twitch is
You must
fine,
have so
or if you
much
want to
to
send me a
tell
DM
about
on
the world
Discord,
outside this
that's fine
foreign
too.
town.
Easiest way to find me on Discord is !Discord in the chat.
Pardon me, my
Actually,
lord.
I think I have a button.
Would you care to hear me play my lute?
Boom. There it is.
If you fancy a bit of music, let me know.
There's Klimek.
Ah, good to see you again. How'd that delivery go?
It went all right. A bit cold, but fine.
Quite a climb, wasn't it? Anyway, much appreciated. Here, take this for your troubles. I've been to the monastery many times, but I've never even laid eyes on one of the Greybeards.
40
Not that
gold
I'd
for
care
that
to.
trip?
Right then.
Something?
I guess he wasn't getting money for it in the first place. Oh, Shuffled, I will say, though, that... Like, I'm being totally honest with you on the stream, but if you don't want to share details with the stream, then please feel free to DM me. Lex, what do you think about the whole Stadia thing? What's your take on it? Is it similar to mine, or different? Darky, I have news on the 7,000 steps.
Back so soon? This is not a good sign. Bah! Out with it, before I lose my patience.
There are roughly 700 steps, but many are damaged.
700? By the divines. Daraki might have forgiven a few steps, but... Oh, such a betrayal cannot be pardoned. You must excuse him. Daraki would like some time alone.
So this guy has trust issues, and he asked me to count the steps so he can have his trust verified, and
Pardon
everyone
me,
thinking
my
there are
lord.
7,000
Would you
steps.
care
So
to
I've
hear
just
me play my
destroyed
lute?
his faith in humanity, basically.
Sometimes the roads are slicker than the snow. You walk on a thin sheet of ice and next
Wonder
thing
where
you
he's
know,
going.
you aren't
I want to
walking,
follow him.
you're
I'm a little
dancing.
worried. Shuffle would think Stadia was dead on arrival and pretty much on life support, and I don't think exclusives will solve the problem. Yeah, Google, it seems like they let Stadia die, like so many of their other projects. I don't have much of a nuanced opinion about Stadia, but I've watched videos by creators like, what's his name? Skill Up. He's got some good commentary on it. Why is this guy walking to the barrow? Bro?
Is that one of the old ruins?
Yes, Lydia. Don't drink poison!
Until next we meet.
He killed himself, Chad. Oh, shit. Feels bad, man. All right. Wow, look at the value of that skooma. Like you said before, if they made it something reasonable or something they can't really get anywhere else, and I'm sure a lot of people would just eat it up and eat it and be mad. Yep, I think that's dead on. Dead on, man. That's what I think too. Steam embodies the PC master race. They let all these devs wreck themselves while Steam makes bullshit. Yeah. And we're seeing things reconsolidate on Steam, I feel like. There was an announcement just, I think, this morning that Apex Legends is coming to Steam. And Guild Wars 2, I know it's not a big deal to everyone, but it's a game that I follow. Is coming to Steam. I do have the Epic Games Launcher installed, though, and I will say it's pretty cool how, like, reliably once a week I log in and they're trying to give me a free game. I wonder how long they'll be doing that for. So I'm not really interested in doing a dungeon right now, I don't think. I think you unlock the fire shout from that particular dungeon. Alright, so I feel pretty bad about that cap. I'm gonna have to think about that. I read a note yesterday that there's a former arena pit fighter somewhere nearby. But I don't see him anywhere. Alright. Let's pitch a tent somewhere. You never bought a Steam box, but the Steam controller was the best controller you've ever used, bar none. I actually bought a used Steam controller from my buddy Matt. After they stopped making them. It's on my shelf there, but I've never taken the time to try to use it. What do you like about it, Shuffle? Let's go pitch our tent over there, that abandoned shack. Come on, Lydia. Oh god, the rapids. Okay. Why can I not place here? Am I too close to civilization? Oh. someone living here? Every torches. Oh. Looks like someone's living here. Radio. Scared the shit out of me. Haptic feedback is amazing. Your thumbs don't get sore. Is it huge for you? Makes sense. I don't find myself playing a lot of games with controllers. The last one I did was Monster Hunter World. I played last December, and I definitely started feeling the old controller fatigue. I remember from back in my N64 days, which is the last game console I really played very much. Like, okay, so I can't pitch my tent there. That's fine. Fighting games no longer require an overpriced gamepad to play. That's cool. Okay, maybe I just gotta cross the river to pitch my tent. It's not a big deal. We'll pray to our youth, to the days come and gone. Ivarstead's zoning laws are harsh, man. Like learning a keyboard for the first time, it does take time, but the customization was unparalleled. It's cool, man. I might have to dig mine out. Actually, I thought about using a controller to play Skyrim. This is one of those games that I think you could get away with it without losing very much. So these interactions are from an excellent mod called Campfire, which I'm a big fan of. So I need to continue subs. Oh my god. What the hell?
The last one.
Holy shit. Tails and Talos hood? That was horrifying. Oh god. Fucking hell. Apparently it's Halloween time in Skyrim. I was going to pick up a book. And the camera clipping is screwed. That's okay. We'll just... Oh no! Okay, this campsite is clearly not safe. Okay. Oh my god. Let's get out of here, Lydia. We will just rent a room at the inn. Fine. Murphy. Who are you, friend?
I can't see you, Rada. I can't find you. Why are you hiding? Hiding. Hide. Don't make me sad.
You okay, bruh?
Rada was here, then gone. Went to gather plants and never came home. Nope. Everyone looked and no one could find her. Wilhelm said she'll be back. Told Narfi not to worry. Rada will come back.
What's going on, Narfi?
With Father, I said goodbye. With Mother, I said goodbye. Rada leaves and Narfi can't say goodbye. Makes Narfi very, very sad. Narfi needs Rada to say goodbye.
Well, until she comes back, why don't you hang on to this for me?
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. If you see Rada, tell her that Narfi misses her and to come home soon.
Okay,
Soon.
I will.
Soon
Okay.
like the moon.
Yeah, very soon, definitely. So Narfi is part of a vanilla quest that I'm expecting. What I didn't expect is that the Khajiit guy who offed himself,
If there's anything I can get you, just
his
let
quest
me
kind of
know.
paralleled Narfi, because the reason he was so distraught is because his sister gave her life for his, basically. And that seemed to him like a violation of trust.
We don't get many visitors through here, unless they're headed up to High Hrothgar, of course.
So what's going on with Narfi, Wilhelm?
He's harmless. He's been in a state ever since his sister Rada disappeared over a year ago. He just keeps to himself in what's left of his folks' farmhouse across the river.
And you told him she's coming back?
I just said that to make the poor guy feel better. I'm pretty sure she's dead. Rada would gather ingredients from the small island in the river east of here. Then one day, she just vanished. I tried to look for her, but she never turned up.
Is there anything dangerous on that island?
I've seen some sort of a cave entrance over there. Folks call it Geirman's Hall, but I don't know why. Probably best if you avoid it for now. It didn't seem to do Rada any good.
Let me grab a room.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Thanks.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
All right.
So I didn't see you on the steps, man.
Let
What's
me
up with
know.
that?
Is there a reason you've...
Anything else you-
We all know that the White Gold Concordat will only hold the Dominion back for so long. While we have been weakening ourselves, the Thalmor have risen from the shadows, and it is only a matter of time. Even the Heartlands lie weakened, still recovering from a war almost 30 winters past. If the Legion does not secure Skyrim and our borders soon, we will not be able to stay the coming storm. There are many good people that I have met in my time here. They should not be throwing their lives away for one man's vanity. And should the Stormcloaks take Skyrim, it will spell doom for us all.
Bit on the nose, but yeah. So a lot of the mods take a lot of the subtext of Skyrim. I find sometimes just banging over the head with it, but a useful NPC. I mean, an interesting NPC rather. Which is the name of the mod. Hey, Glow! What it is? How's it going? I am continuing my quest to read every single book in Skyrim. And Lydia, you're going to stop being
right
creepy.
behind you.
And you're going to...
As you command.
Why don't you sit
What do
right
you
there?
need? Okay.
Can you do
got
that
it.
for me? Great. How's it going, Glow? It was cool hanging out on your stream the other night after the Archie
Anything else?
podcast I did. I like the vibe you guys have going on over there. Okay. It's story time. Let's select a book. I think I might need to read Charm Vidaria. Yeah, let's do that. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Oh, this is part 6? Should I come back to this? I don't know. Is Charm Vidarium part of a series? Actually, I think I'm not saying it correctly now that I look at it. Chimer Vimidium. Chimer Vimidium. Yeah. Okay. I have to check this up. Check this up. Look this up. On the unofficial Elder Scrolls wiki. Chimer Vidarium? I have no idea if I'm doing that right. I don't think I am. You never stop to read the books. Dwarf rubbish. Oh, man. Harsh. You just think, Deeg, you could be getting world buffs right now. You know, sometimes, Lex, when I'm not sure if I've made the right choices in life, I think to myself, I could be getting world buffs right now. And then I know I've actually made the right choice. Okay, so there are previous books to this. So I will hang on to this until I have the series. And then part 1's The Ransom of Zarek. Okay. I might actually have that. I love the books, Glow. I've actually always wanted a good excuse to stop and read. That's why I came up with this conceit for the stream. It was an hour ago. There was level 36 priest Shadow Meld camping the Blood Venom Post flight path, the Songflower, Degeneracy. Right? Well, as long as there's a meta, people will find a way to troll the meta. Do I have Ransom of Zarek? I do. Okay, let's read it. Oh, let's first examine the detailed book cover. Ancient Tales? Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. The Ransom of Zarek, Part 1, by Marabar Sewell. Talamiel, is that a T? Talamiel stood in her garden and read the letter her servant had brought to her. The bouquet of joss roses in her hand fell to the ground. For a moment, it was as if all birds had ceased to sing, and a cloud had passed over the sky. Her carefully cultivated and structured haven seemed to flood over with darkness. "We have thy son," it read. "We will be in touch with thee shortly with our ransom demands." Zarek had never made it as far as Gun after all. One of the brigands on the road, orcs probably, or a cursed Dunmer, must have seen his well-appointed carriage and taken him hostage. Jalamiel, it's a J, not a T. Jalamiel clutched at a post for support, wondering if her boy had been hurt. He was but a student, not the sort to fight against well-armed men, but had they beaten him? It was more than a mother's heart could bear to imagine. "Don't tell me they sent the ransom note so quickly," called a family voice, and a familiar face appeared through the hedge. It was Zarek. Jalamil hurried to embrace her boy, tears running down her face. "What happened?" she cried. "I thought thou hadst been kidnapped." "I was," said Zarek. Three huge soaring Nords attacked my carriage on the Frimvorn Pass. Brothers, as I learned, named Matthias, Ulin, and Kurg. Thou should have seen these men, mother. Each one of them would have had trouble fitting through the front door, I can tell thee. "What happened?" Jalamil repeated. "Were thou rescued?" I thought about waiting for that, but I knew they'd sent off a ransom note, and I know how thou does worry. So I remembered what my mentor Rakun always said about remaining calm, observing thy surroundings and looking for thy opponent's weakness, Zarek grinned. It took a while, though, because these fellows were truly monsters, and then, when I listened to them bragging to one another, I realized that vanity was their weakness. What did thou do? They had me chained at their camp in the woods not far from Kyle, on a high knoll overlooking a wide river. I heard one of them, Kurg, telling the others that it would take the better part of an hour to swim across the river and back. They were nodding in agreement when I spoke up. "I could swim that river and back in 30 minutes, I said. "Impossible," said Kurg. "I can swim faster than a little whelp like thee." So it was agreed that we would dive off the cliff, swim to the center island, and return. As we went to our respective rocks, Kurg took it upon himself to lecture me about all the fine points of swimming, and I had to sneeze. Allergies. The importance of synchronized movements of the arms and legs for maximum speed. How essential it was to breathe only after third or fourth stroke. Not too often to slow thyself down, but not too often to lose one's air. I nodded and agreed to all his fine points. Then we dove off the cliffs. I made it to the island and back in a little over an hour, but Kurg never returned. He had dashed his brains at the rocks at the base of the cliff. I had noticed the telltale undulations of underwater rocks and had taken the diving rock on the right. "But thou returned?" asked Jalamil, astounded. "Was that not when thou escaped?" "It was too risky to escape then," said Zarek. "They could have easily caught me again, and I wasn't keen to be blamed for Kurg's disappearance." I said I did not know what happened to him, and after some searching, they decided he had forgotten about the race and had swum ashore to hunt. Swum ashore? He had swum ashore to hunt for food. They could not see how I could have had anything to do with his disappearance, as fully visible as I was throughout my swim. The two brothers began making camp along the rocky cliff edge, picking an ideal location so that I would not be able to escape. One of the brothers, Matthias, began commenting on the quality of the soil and the gradual incline of the rock that circled around the bay below. Ideal, he said, for a foot race. I expressed my ignorance of the sport, and he was keen to give me details of the proper technique for running a race. He made absurd faces, showing how one must breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, how to bend one's knees to the proper angle on the rise, the importance of sure foot placement. Most important, he explained, was that the runner keep an aggressive but not too strenuous pace if one intends to win. It's fine to run in second place through the race, he said, provided one has the willpower and strength to pull out in the end. I was an enthusiastic student, and Matthias decided that we ought to run a quick race around the edge of the bay before night fell. Ulin told us to bring back some firewood when we came back. We began at once down the path, skirting the cliff below. I followed his advice about breath, gait, and foot placement, but I ran with all my power right from the start. Despite his much longer legs, I was a few paces ahead as we wound the first corner. With his eyes on my back, Matthias did not see the gape in the rock that I jumped over. He plummeted over the cliff before he had a chance to cry out. I spent a few minutes gathering some twigs before I returned to Ulin at camp. "Now thou were just showing off," frowned Jalamil. "Surely that would have been a good time to escape." "Thou might think so," agreed Zarek, "but thou had to see the topography. A few large trees and then nothing but shrubs. Ulin would have noticed my absence and caught up with me in no time, and I would have had a hard time explaining Matthias' absence. However, the brief forage around the area allowed me to observe some of the trees close up. and I could formulate my final plan. When I got back to camp with a few twigs, I told Ulin that Matthias was slow coming along, dragging a large dead tree behind him. Ulin scoffed at his brother's strength, saying it would take him less time to pull up a live tree by the roots and drop it on a bonfire. I expressed reasonable doubt. "I'll show thee," he said, ripping up a 10-foot tall specimen effortlessly. "But that's scarcely a sapling," I objected. "I thought thou could rip up a tree." His eyes followed mine to a magnificent, heavy-looking one at the edge of the clearing. Ulin grabbed it and began to shake it with a tremendous force to loosen its roots from the dirt. With that, he loosened the hive from the uppermost branches, dropping it down onto his head. "That was when I made my escape, Mother," said Zarek in conclusion, showing a little schoolboy pride, while Matthias and Korg were at the base of the cliff, and Ulin was flailing about, engulfed by a swarm. Jalamiel embraced her son once again. Publisher's note. I was reluctant to publish the works of Marabar Sul, but when the University of Willen Press asked me to edit this edition, I decided to use this as an opportunity to set the record straight once and for all. Scholars do not agree on the exact date of Marabar Sul's work, but it is generally agreed that they were written by the playwright Gor Falim, famous for popular comedies and romances during the interregnum between the fall of the First Cyrodiilic Empire and the rise of Tiber Septim. The current theory holds that Falim heard a few genuine Dwemer tales and adapted them to the stage in order to make money, along with rewritten versions of many of his own plays. Gor Falim created the persona of Marabar Sul, who could translate the Dwemer language in order to add some sort of validity to the work and make it even more valuable to the gullible. Note that while Marabar Sul and his works became the subject of heated controversy, there are no reliable records of anyone actually meeting Marabar Sul, nor was there anyone of that name employed by the Mages Guild, the School of Julianos, or any other intellectual institution. In any case, the Dwemer and most of the tales of Marabar Sul bear little resemblance to the fearsome, unfathomable race that frightened even the Dunmer, Nords, and Redguards into submission, and built ruins that even now have yet to be understood. And that was The Ransom of Zarek. On that note, Zug is going to sleep for the night. I'm going to take a quick bio break. Be right back. And we're back. Okay. We have to update our stream description now. We have one more book read. Let's see how many unreads I have left in my library here. On Morrowind and Disaster at Ioneth. Disaster at Ioneth is a good one, but it's kind of long. On Morrowind, I don't actually know the content of this book very well. But I think that we'll save further tales for the next way station on Zug's adventure. Nine out of 602 books read. Boom. Let's go, Lydia.
Back off. As you will, my Thane. I
You
will
back
protect you
off?
with my life.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar. Until next time.
Yeah, a little late on that. So where's Gore? Is he not around here? Klimek?
We don't get many visitors through here, unless they're headed up to High Hrothgar.
Is it absolutely necessary for you to bother
Hello, my
me
friend.
right now?
What can I do for you on such a fine day?
You seem quite happy.
My father taught me an important lesson many years ago. He said, Gwilyn, you have the whole world before you. Go out and
What a
experience
boring
it.
conversation.
Be whatever you want to be. So I took his advice, and here I am. This life might not look like much to you, but I'm content. And isn't that all that matters?
I don't know, is it? What do you think of High Hrothgar?
I always thought it was odd that there's a layer of thick clouds covering the peak of the mountain above the monastery. Huh. Not sure what's up there, but I bet the Greybeards know.
I bet they do.
Have yourself a great day.
Thanks, Freddy. Friend. I don't call him bro and friend, so I called him friend. Yeah, so unless we're gonna go spelunking, I think our business in Ivarstead's concluded. When we spoke to the Greybeards, they encouraged me to go to Ustengrav, which I know is northwest of us, quite a distance away. But I think that that's not going to be a quest that Zug tackles anytime soon. How the hell do I remove custom destinations? This is so annoying. Move it. There it is. So I was thinking about where we want to go. I think we might want to make our way
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
back towards Whiterun, Selg. Alternatively, we can make our way... Oh, hang on. That's right, we were going to check out this island to see what the deal with Narfi is.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken
I almost
brawls.
forgot.
Been too long since we've had a good time.
So this is the island. There's a bear. Should we do Temba a favor? And if it'll cross the water.
Is someone there? Come on! You can't hide from me.
It's trying to get to us. You see it, Lydia? Maybe you just pieced out. What we have here. Dearman's Hall.
Where did you come from?
Shit. That was the wrong button. Is my horse gonna actually run all the way out here? Probably too far away to hear. Let's see what's going on in Dearman's Hall. Have a little bite to eat first. Couple of rats. A hole in the ground. Zug is feeling a temptation to jump down that hole. Hey, a book! Worth the trip. Talsgaard the Elder. Did we run into a bard named Talsgaard on the road earlier? You bored, Lydia? Should we go down the hole? If you guys tell me to go down the hole, I'll go down. Nobody wants me to go? Alright. We'll check it out later.
I'm proud of what we've managed to accomplish.
Let's not suffocate. hard to aim at. So that's Raida's remains. Okay. Gotta find Narfi, give him the bad news. So, interesting parallel that the interesting NPCs mod maker brought here to Ivarstead, where we have two NPCs were giving bad news, and we get to see how they each handle the bad news. I'm presuming this abandoned hut belongs to Narfi. Whoa. You hear Narf? He's not here. Ooh, wow, look at those. Look at those legs. Orcish strength, here he is.
Oh, Rada, Rada, you live among the clouds now, dear Rada.
I found her necklace.
Rada, you saw Rada? Did you tell her Narfi cries? Did you tell her Narfi never said goodbye like mother and father?
I'm sorry, Narfi. She's dead.
Oh no, 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 no! Narfi never got to say goodbye. Now Narfi's all alone. At least Narfi has Rada's necklace. Reminds Narfi of his sister. Thank you for giving this to Narfi.
So are you gonna go kill yourself too?
Narfi's sad now. Still wait for Rada. No more sleep. No, no, no.
Where is our horse? Is.
Some
Zug's
advice,
horse.
friend. That armor won't offer much protection in a real fight.
Oh, this ancient Nord warhammer. Comparable damage to the steel, not better. It ain't worth much though. What do I have? It's so heavy in my inventory. Medicine. Troll fat. Bunch of books, of course. That's a duplicate we'll sell. And some pelts. Oops. What are we getting right? $10 bear pelts for Temba. I'm not so sure that Zug cares very much about that quest, to be totally honest. Still carrying quite a bit of weight here. Probably like, what, 20-30 pounds in books? Don't want to spend that much time staring at the UI, to be totally honest. I want to make my way back to Whiterun. Checking on a few things. And I'm asking myself, or Zug is asking himself, whether to take a carriage ride back, or whether he should try to hoof it back by way of Orphan Rock and Riverwood. Because if he did that, I could potentially... That's where... Orphan Rock is where I've been directed to find the dagger for the Elder Gleam quest. I have a feeling the Hag Ravens are going to be a very difficult fight for Zug. And it's nighttime again. Of course it is.
What's on your mind? It's an honor to serve you. I'll guard you with my life.
One thing that I'm finding I'm not liking very much is the horse riding experience in Skyrim. It's just not very immersive. Bumbling around in third person. Don't even really get to see the environment at all. This looks like a nice spot to pitch a tent.
Let me know if you have it, as you command. What do you need? Okay, got it. Can't do that. Sorry. Anything else?
Okay. Past another day somehow, not doing very much. Let's read the book that we found in that tomb, shall we? Ah, is a quest associated with this forbidden legend. Let's have a look at the book first. Nice design. Lost Legends of Skyrim by Talsgaard the Elder, Archivist of Winterhold. The history of Skyrim is vast, predating even the most ancient records of men and Mer. Much has been lost, fallen to the ravages of war or the turning of the ages, but nothing is ever truly forgotten. Where no records exist, legends and folk tales offer us a key to the past, a way to piece together truths half remembered in the minds of men. For generations, the people of Morthal have told whispered tales of the Pale Lady, a ghostly woman who wanders the northern marshes, forever seeking her lost daughter. Some say she steals children who wander astray, others that her sobbing wail strikes dead all those who hear it. But behind those tales may lie a kernel of truth. For ancient records speak of Omriel, a mysterious figure Ysgramor's heirs battled for decades, and finally sealed away. Reach men tell the story of Fallon Red Eagle, an ancient king who rallied his people and drove back the armies of Cyrodiil with a flaming sword. Though accounts vary, they too seem to be based on an underlying truth. The imperial chronicles of Empress Hestra mentioned a rebel leader of that era who was eventually cornered and slain in battle, at the cost of a full legion of men. But some tales prove far harder to analyze. Among scholars, perhaps the best known is the forbidden legend of the Archmage Galder. In the dawning days of the First Era, the story goes, there lived a powerful wizard by the name of Galder. Wise and just, he was well known in the courts of King Harold and the Jarls of Skyrim, and his aid and counsel were sought by men and mer alike. And then he was murdered. Some say one of his sons killed him. Others say that King Harold, jealous of his power, gave the order. But Galder's 3 sons fled into the night, pursued by a company of Harold's best warriors, and the Lord Geirmund, the king's personal battle mage. A great chase ensued, from the wilds of the Reach to the glacial north. One brother is said to have perished in the ruins of Folgunther at the foot of Solitude. The others were run to ground soon thereafter, and once it was done, King Harold ordered every record of their murders destroyed, and Galder's name and deeds were struck from the rolls of history. Even today, few sources remain and no bard will tell the tale, but perhaps the truth yet remains in some ancient ruin, waiting to be unearthed, for nothing is ever truly forgotten. I like that one. It's a good story. Put Lydia to sleep. Let's do the same. And we'll update the stream title while Zug sleeps. Okay. Fresh rain feels good. Like, what do we... Let's have a quick bite to eat and be on our way. Hang on a second. That book. I want to check a detail real fast. Lord Geirmund was the king's personal battle mage. And the ruin that we got this book from was called Geirmund's Hall. I think Zug's curiosity might be piqued to the point where he cannot resist checking that out. This looks like a bear den. Should we do Temba a favor and try to clear it? All right, Lydia. brutal. And now I'm over encumbered. Oh, a new book. The Locked Room. Zug likes. No, Zug may not like riding horses, but he certainly appreciates the utility of having one around. Perhaps Zug would be satisfied using it as a pack horse. We have 7 pounds of mead. Do we really need that much? We have 4 bear pelts out of 10. Tell you what, horse. Why don't you just follow us? We're gonna go check out Gearman's Hall.
Where did you come from? Takes care of that.
Brings us up to 5. Oh fuck, that's a dragon. Oh shit. Oh no! No! Oh my god. I got wrecked. I got fucking wrecked. Okay. Okay, we gotta be smarter about this. Okay.
I do not carry back in. Come and face me then.
Clipped him. Your voice is no match. Oh, we got some Imperial soldiers. This is good.
Come and face me then.
These are definitely more hardcore than the vanilla dragon fights.
Your voice is strong for him, Lord. Hiding will not save you. Come and face me then.
Come on down, friend. Vicious standing on the road. With the help of these other NPCs. Here we go.
Hiding will not save you.
I have no idea. This is gonna...
Your voice is no match for mine.
I do see stuff.
Hiding will not save you.
Oh. So I gotta block. Oh no. Oh no. That was it. Rest in potatoes. Alright, I gotta be smart about this.
Come and face me then.
Are those Imperial soldiers? Maybe there's a garrison nearby. That certainly is their help. That was not good. I was right, there's an Imperial camp. Land. Is he wounded? Oh, fuck. Terrain here. I can't jump on it for some reason. Oh fuck, is there two? Two dragons. I think we had that one. I think we're going to try one more time. We're going to draw it towards the Imperial camp. I really need to improve my archery skill on Zog. So just generally it seems to be better to run away from those. I have to save stamina so I can run away when he tortules me. Lydia, are you not here?
Hiding will not save you.
That's right. Come this way.
Come and face me then.
Want to kill a dragon? Afflicted refugee?
Come and face me then. Hiding will not save you.
Melee with the dragon. Not a good idea. So this dragon is a product of the Chaos Dragon Overhaul 2, which actually is making these fights pretty fun. Hard though. One of the things with my mod setup is I have to stay at or above 40% stamina, otherwise it slows me down quite a lot. Something to be careful about. Lydia, where the hell are you? Oh man, but she's still back at the inn. Maybe fighting her in the town is a better bet. Let's go Zug. Or Zug's horse.
I do not fear you, Dupaki.
Thanks.
Come and face me then. Come and face me then.
Good night, Glow.
Dovaki, your voice is no match for mine.
In all my years, I've never seen such a thing.
Oh yeah. straight. It's Gore!
Yeah?
You're here!
Let's go.
You know what, Gore? Lydia, I think me and Gore are gonna hang.
Still here.
Riften is where they make Blackbriar mead. We
How
should
can I
head
serve
down
you,
there,
my Thane?
have ourselves
So here's the
a
deal,
taste
Lydia.
test.
You've been a good, you know, whatever. And we've had a good run. But your services are no longer required.
Very well. Take care.
I'll see you in Whiterun sometime. Gore, you and I are gonna jam.
Yeah?
I think I have some a potential upgrade for your two-hander
Just
there.
leave me all the food.
Maybe not on me. Let's check Zug's horse.
All right then.
Amulet of Stendar. Some valuable stuff. Grab the torch. Who's this? Another guard. Ooh, his armor is so good compared to mine. So it's so tempting to use this. But for RP reasons, I'm just not gonna. Alright, let's offload some more valuable dragon loot. Everything else here is very lightweight. Dragon Bone, Air Pelts, we have up to 5 now. Ah, an ancient Nord Warhammer, yes. This will help you out. Oh, and also some heavy armor that you might prefer. Let's hook you up. Blast heavy.
Yeah?
Just leave me all the food.
There you go.
Let's go.
Let's offload. What did we see? We need to offload dragon scales. Yes. That on us? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go check out Gearman's Hall. Because Gearman is a battle mage of legend, apparently. And he has a hole. And we're gonna find out what that's all about. So Zug's horse? Why don't you wait here? Hopefully no more dragons are gonna show up. Who or what is that?
Traveler, are you by chance in need of a companion?
I wasn't. Sorry, try someone else.
Blast! It seems no one is willing to take this infernal dog off my hands.
The dog is a good boy, and you are a bad egg for despising it.
It seems to me two things are obvious. I'm a poor influence, and you're a poor judge of character, which makes you well suited to be this dog's new owner. Let that be a lesson when you pet its coat and it urinates on you.
Does the dog have a name?
How should I know? It doesn't respond to imbecile, and I can't think of a more appropriate name. So
Rude.
for now, I've resorted to calling it Dog.
You always give him a name, something Nord like Dogveer.
You sound like a Dury. She suggested we named it Barkrenzia or something childish like that. At least Avruz offered a male name. She suggested we name the fowl mutt Sindarion. She must have really hated the alchemist if she leaves his legacy in the mouth of this slobbering beast.
Where'd you find the dog?
I didn't find the cretin. I never wanted him to follow me. It was just bad luck.
How so?
Well, it all has to do with the price of troll fat. It's been dropping like flies ever since the book Finn's Guide to Troll Slaying got published. Since I already own a considerable stash, it's in my best interest to kill as many trolls as I can and make the items scarce.
And how do you go about hunting trolls?
I usually track their footprints and follow them to their lairs. They typically aren't very happy to see me. Except this one time they were too busy cornering this mangy dog, and the army of fleas in its garrison.
The same dog as the one beside you?
That's right. Funny thing is, if I hadn't killed the trolls, this dog would probably have annoyed them to death, which is precisely what it's doing to me now. In fact, I think the mongrel is trying to kill me by having me commit suicide.
You saved the dog's life. Now it's attached to you.
It was a coincidence, an unfortunate side effect. At no point did I attempt to do it any favors. In fact, if I had to do it all over again, I might have spared the trolls and used all my remaining magicka on the dog.
Just admit it. You like the dog.
I agree.
Oops. I hit the wrong
Don't
button.
think for a second I haven't considered it. I'd very much enjoy seeing the dog's face with a dagger sticking out of its skull. But that probably wouldn't be nearly satisfying enough, given the grief this filthy dog has caused me. I won't grant him death until I can find something that offers a suitable amount of pain.
The dog must be useful somehow.
The dog does serve as excellent troll bait. Or any bait for that matter. I can't begin to fathom how many enemies this beast has made in its travels throughout Skyrim.
That's it?
Well, outside of that, the only quality that sets it apart is the impossible amount of urine it holds in its bladder. Frankly, the dog is a prodigy in this regard, and I can see how it might be useful if you directed it at the right people. The problem is, he refuses to urinate on anyone but his master. And that's a title I would give my left ear and 3 of my toes to remove.
I myself would like to urinate on you.
You... what? Is that a joke or some sort of perversion? Get away from me.
That solved that. RP-wise, I think Zug might intervene on the dog's behalf, but in terms of gameplay, having a dog as a follower is pretty frustrating and boring. If I had a home, or if Zug had a home to give it, he might. but alas, is not the case. Okay. To Gearman's Hall we go. To investigate this Galder legend. I think this is going to be fun. There's that bear again. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, Gore. Ready for a jump? Here we go. Get squished. Zug can't get in.
Did I ever tell you I spent half a year in a dungeon? It took 3 companions to haul me in. We don't know what for. But I reckon they had good cause.
Oh! Okay. Few traps, huh? Fang of Hayneck Namit? Whoa. The hell is this thing? Shock damage 30 points. This cannot be resisted. That's quite an artifact. Okay. Don't step on the thing. Note to self. Bird, snake, snake. Get him, Gore. What are you waiting for? Oh! So many fucking traps. Huh. Some useful loot. You want any of this stuff, Thor?
Just leave me all the food.
Let's give you some arrows too. I don't know if you actually have any.
All right then.
So we decided it was. So what's the order? 1, 2, 3, 4. On the left we have birdfish. On the right we have fish snake. Left, right, left. Where's the fourth? Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, bird, fish on the left. Fish, bird. I'm not gonna remember that. Excuse the left side first. Bird. And fish. Over here. Fish. That would do it. Weird spot for a bow. The hell? Oh, hello. Here's some real shit. Gearman's epitaph, Gearman's key.
People get tired of hearing it. But in the arena, you take one battle at a time. Same goes for ruins like this. Too big to think too far ahead.
Lord Gearman, Archmage of Windhelm, Lord Battlemage to King Harold. Magus, keep thy vigil eternal. Serve now in death as you did in life. By these seals our realm preserved, from traitors 3 and their charm of strife. Huh. Steel battle axe. Let's use that over the ancient Nord. And we'll give... Generally speaking, Zug doesn't prefer to use ancient things. I think this is a reasonable thing.
What do you need?
Take the score.
Just leave me all the food.
Alright.
Let's go.
So Gearman is here somewhere. I think I want to go upstairs first. It's a dead end. Looks like it. The G-Man's in there somewhere. Take that. I lost Gore somehow. There you are. Let's go. What the F?
Just remember, everything's better bloody.
So how do I actually open this thing? Oh. Troll.
Let's go.
Oh, what's the point of the side passage, I wonder? Come this way, Mr. North. Don't go there, Gore. Wow. I like how my keybinds just completely fail me. Is there not a lever I can throw to turn them off? Seriously, I hit one. Yeah. Alright, Gore. You just keep trying. You'll get through eventually. There we are. Interesting. Are you kidding me? Somebody just one-shot me? Oh my god. That was painful. Good reminder to save, though.
Did I ever tell you I spent half a year in a dungeon? It took 3 companions to haul me in. I don't know what for, but I reckon they had good cause. What do you need? All right, then.
Okay. So...
Just remember, just leave me all the food.
Yeah, let's give you some stuff, Zuck. I mean, Ford. Excuse me.
All right, then.
I wonder if the Amulet of Stendar works for weapon blocks. Probably not. Birdfish. Fish stick. Bird. Fish. Fish. Snake.
Just leave me all the food. Let's go.
Gotcha. Okay. And that. Take that. I don't know why you turn invisible there, bro.
People get tired of hearing it. But in the arena, you take one battle at a time. Same goes for ruins like this.
Owned. Sorry, Gore. I guess you're gonna have to make your way through here. Okay. Lesson learned from last time. Save the game before the big boss fight. Let's check our potions. See if we have anything that we really want to take to buff us up. Aversion to frost. Not useful to us. But the resist frost is potentially very useful to us. 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and pop that. And we'll pop regen and solution. Okay. Clock's ticking. What you doing over there, buddy? Is this gonna keep happening? The ice start ability wrecks. repeat, right? It's the real one? I missed. Crap. No! Okay. So maybe I need to get into the thick of it faster rather than kind of dithering. I don't know. It's not clear to me. I just don't have enough stamina to actually actively evade 3 archers. Okay. Gotta figure something else out. real crap. Tough fight. Very tough fight. Give it a minute for our health to regen all the way. What else can I use here? Set undead up to level 30 on fire and make them flee. Okay, I should definitely use that. Definitely was a Dodo. I'm not thinking about using that already. No idea if this poison's gonna actually help. Okay. Regen health, nice. Let's go. God. Did that get him? Fuck, no, we just wasted it. Yeah, here near the back. They don't even see us. Interesting. So that scroll was a point blank scroll. That's why it didn't work for us. There's the villain on the left. Suck it. Galder's Black Book. Wow. Sigdus's Amulet Fragment. Stealth skills are 10% more effective and increase 10% faster. Holy moly. That's a piece of gear. Soul of Sigdus Golderson. Writ of Stealing. Wow. That's cool shit. And I got to use Whirlwind Sprint in combat. That was kind of neat. Very difficult fight. Wow. So fine. Let's have a look at that writ. Be bound here, Sigdis, murderer, betrayer, condemned by your crimes against realm and lord. May your name and your deeds be forgotten forever, and the charm which you bear be sealed by your lord.
Prisoner in a cell next to mine. Wasn't right. Wasn't fair.
Sigdis Golderson. Just want to get a look at him. You don't mind, do you, Gore? Well, that's disturbing. So if I look at the book Lost Legends, let's see. Sigdis Balderson is one of the sons, right? Words in philosophy. Fur collar. It's kind of cool. Would you like this fur collar, Gore?
What do you need? Just leave me all the food.
Wow, it's a strong bow. So the thing that I was going to give you was what? Oh, the fur thing, right?
All right, then.
Looks kind of good on you. Here we are. It's getting late, Gore. I'm exhausted. Should we pitch a tent here? Have a rest? We need to find a cook pot, my friend. Oh, it's a guardian. No. Is that a guardian stone? No, it's just a random stone. Fair enough. Let's have a bedtime story for Zug, shall we?
What do you need? All right, then.
The Locked Room. This is a great book. The Locked Room by Porbert Lidumley. Yana was precisely the kind of student her mentor Arth Kamu despised. The professional amateur. He enjoyed all the criminal types who were his usual pupils at the Stronghold, from the common burglar to the more sophisticated blackmailers, children and young people with strong career ambitions, which the art and science of lockpicking could facilitate. They were always interested in simple solutions, the easy way, but people like Yana were always looking for exceptions, possibilities, exotica. For pragmatists like Arth Kamu, it was intensely vexing. The Red Garden Maiden would spend hours in front of a lock prodding at it with her wires and picks, flirting with the key pins and driver pins, exploring the hull with a sort of casual fascination that no delinquent possesses. Long after her fellow students had opened their test locks and moved on, Yana was still playing with hers. The fact that she always opened it eventually, no matter how advanced the lock it was, irked Arth Kamu even further. "You're making things much too difficult," he would roar, boxing her ears. "Speed is of the essence, not merely technical know-how. I swear that if I put the key to the lock right in front of you, you'd still never get around to opening it." Yana would bear Arth Kamu's abuse philosophically. She'd, after all, paid him in advance. Speed was doubtless an important factor for the picker trying to get somewhere he wasn't supposed to, with the city guard on patrol behind him, but Yana knew it wouldn't apply to her. She merely wanted the knowledge. Arth Kamu did everything he could think of to encourage Yana to move faster. She seemed to perversely thrive on his physical and verbal blows, spending more and more time on each lock, learning its idiosyncrasies and personality. Finally, he could bear it no longer. Very late one afternoon, after Yana had dawdled over a perfectly ordinary lock, he grabbed the girl by her ear and dragged her to a room in the Stronghold, far from the other students, an area they had always been forbidden to visit. The room was completely barren, except for one large crate in the center. There were no windows and no other door except for the one leading in. Arth Kamu slammed his student against the crate and closed the door behind her. There was a distinct click of the lock. "This is the test for my advanced students," he laughed behind the door. "See if you can escape." Yana smiled and began her usual slow process of massaging the lock, gaining information. After a few minutes had gone by, she heard Arth Kamu's voice again call out from behind the door. "Perhaps I should mention that this is a test of speed. You see the crate behind you? It contains a vampire ancient. He's been locked in here for many months. It is ravenous. In a few minutes' time, the sun will have completely set, and if you haven't opened the door, you'll be nothing but a bloodless husk." Yana considered only for a moment whether Arth Kamu was joking. She knew he was an evil, horrible man, but to resort to murder to teach a pupil. The moment she heard a rustling in the crate, any doubts she had were erased. Ignoring all her usual explorations, she jammed her wire into the lock, thrust the pegs against the pressure plate, and shoved open the door. Arth Kamu stood in the hallway beyond, laughing cruelly. "So, now you've learned the value of fast work. Yana fled from Arthkamu's stronghold, fighting back tears. He was certain that she would never return to his tutelage, but he considered that he had taught her at least a very valuable lesson. When she did return the next morning, Arthkamu registered no surprise, but inside he was seething. "I'll be leaving shortly," she explained quietly, "but I believe I've developed a new type of lock, and I'd be grateful if you'd give me your opinion on it." Arthkamu shrugged and asked her to present her the design. "I was wondering if I might use the vampire room and install the lock. I think it'd be better if I demonstrated it." Arthkamu was dubious, but the prospect of the tiresome girl leaving at last put him in an excellent and even indulgent mood. He agreed to give her access to the room. For all morning and most of the afternoon, she worked near the slumbering vampire, removing the old lock and adding her new prototype. Finally, she asked her old master to take a look. He studied the lock with an expert eye and found little to be impressed with. "This is the first and only pick-proof lock," Yana explained. "Only way to open it is to have the right key." Arthkamu scoffed and let Yana close the door, shutting him in the room. The door clicked and he began to go to work. To his dismay, the lock was much more difficult than he thought it would be. He tried all his methods to force it and found that he had to resort to his hated student's method of careful and thorough exploration. "I need to leave now," called Yana from the other side of the door. "I'm going to bring the city guard to the stronghold. I know that it's against the rules, but I really think it's for the welfare of the villagers not to have a hungry vampire on the loose." It's getting dark, and even though you aren't able to unlock the door, the vampire might be less proud about using the key to escape. Remember, when you said if I put the key back in the lock right in front of you, you'd still never get around to opening it? "Wait!" Arthkamu yelled back. "I'll use the key. Where is it? You forgot to give it to me." But there was no reply. Only the sound of footfall disappearing down the corridor beyond the door. Arthkamu began to work harder on the lock, but his hands were shaking with fear. With no windows, it was impossible to tell how late it was getting to be. Were minutes that were only flying by, or hours? He only knew that the vampire ancient would know. The tools could not stand very much twisting and tapping from Arthkamu's hysterical hands. The wire snapped in the keyhole, just like a student. Arthkamu screamed and pounded on the door, but he knew that no one could possibly hear him. It was while sucking in his breath to scream again, he heard the distant creak of the crate, opening behind him. The vampire ancient regarded the master locksmith with insane, hungry eyes, and flew at him in a frenzy. Before Arthkamu died, he saw it on a chain that had been placed around the vampire's neck, while it had been sleeping, was a key. The locked room, ladies and gents. And now is Uncle Sid. Good morning, Gore. We really must find a merchant now. Let's have a look at our map. Riften's quite far. Whiterun is nearby, if on the other side of the mountain. Oh, it's this barrow again. You know what? After our little adventure, I'm feeling pretty confident. Maybe we should have a peek inside for see if you can find out what happened to this Wendelius character. Poor Doraki. Okay. Let's go check it out. Quick adventure.
Leave this place. Leave this place. Leave. Leave. Leave.
Right. Okay. We have a puzzle board.
Mortal fool. No one hides from the dead. The endless
Gotcha. Okay. Just a regular guy. Okay. Hmm. Journal of Wendelius Catharian. 4th era 200, 18 Morning Star. I've set up camp inside the barrow. This has to be the place. According to all my research, the burial chamber should be located here. All I need is some time undisturbed to find the cloth. It must be hidden here somewhere. 4th era 200, 25 Morning Star. Had a close call today with that fool Wilhelm. He came close to entering the barrow. but I was able to scare him off by rattling some pottery shards in the bag. These people have far too superstitious for their own good. Gives me an idea. 4th Era 228 Morningstar. After a few failures, I've come up with a mixture that should do the trick. The glow is perfect. I should look exactly like one of the supposed spirits the people of Ivar's to believe is haunting this barrow. I'm gonna test it out tomorrow. 4th Era 229 Morningstar. Success. It worked better than I could have imagined. All I had to do was wander about the entrance to the barrow at night and wave my arms about. I had to stop myself from laughing aloud as they ran away. This should keep them at bay, while I continue searching for the claw. 4th Era 211 Hearthfire. Almost half a year's passed and no sign of the claw, or any clues as to his whereabouts. This is becoming maddening. It has to be here. Can't risk hiring any assistance, so I'll have to continue alone. 4th Era 200 Sun's Dusk. It isn't here. It can't be here. It isn't right. It must be the people of Ivarstead. They must be on to my ruse. And they're toying with me. They want to find the burial chamber on their own and keep the riches for themselves. 4th Era 218 Evening Star. Why? Why are they tormenting me? Why not just destroy me? Who am I? My head is becoming clouded. Can't remember anything. I have to read my journal to remember my purpose. Am I part of this tomb? I meant to guard it? What's becoming of me? 1st Era 1050. They shall not take my treasure. They shall all pay dearly for their crimes. Any who set foot within these walls will taste my wrath and my power. I am the guardian of Shroudhearth Barrow. All who oppose me will fall. So he went nuts. Alright. Wasn't this open? Or was that at the end of the... At the end of the, dungeon?
Welcome to the Villamir Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know. We don't get many visitors through here, unless they're headed up to High Hrothgar, of course.
I found this in Shroudhearth Barrow. Have a look.
Let me see that. I can't believe this. It was all just a fabrication of this Windelius character. I can't believe we were so stupid. Well, least I can do is give you something for taking care of him. If you won't accept it as a payment, consider it a gift. Right, See you round.
It's really funny that all along the Claw was here with the lovely people of Ivarstead.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar.
Not today, friend. Actually, let me check back with my buddy
Be
here.
careful.
Villamir
I'll
Inn.
teach you to talk to me
Anything I
that
can
way.
get you.
Nah,
Just
I don't
let me
think
know.
so.
Hey there. Let's sate that appetite, hmm?
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's nothing.
Keep safe.
I'm trying to find a cook pot.
The road takes you many
look at
places,
this.
but sometimes it's best to pave your own.
That's nice. What's that supposed to be? Maybe anvil?
An inn. Food for the thirsty, rooms for the weary. Now this is a temple.
Aye.
Oh, you know what? I bet you there's a quartermaster at the Imperial camp. And I bet you he'd be willing to buy some of these weapons and armor I have floating around. Screw you. Let's check it out. Maybe they'll be able to hook me up with a cook pot, too. There we go.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude. Keep an eye out for Stormcloak spies. Not sure you belong here, citizen. Keep an eye out for trouble. It's only a matter of time.
So you won't transact. That's too bad.
Stay alert. Never know when those Stormcloak dogs may charge.
Damn Stormcloak rebels.
Why'd you join the war, Leggett?
My parents were traveling merchants, eventually settling in Cyrodiil. I must have inherited their wanderlust. I joined the Legion to see the world. I know, that's one of those things people say, but it's completely true in my case. It wasn't long before I saw more of the world than I bargained for.
What's it like in Cyrodiil?
Home? Home to me is a hot cup of ale at the end of the day and 5 minutes without someone needing something from me. Cyrodiil is a beautiful place, full of diverse peoples and histories. But so too, Hammerfell and Skyrim, and every other place I've been. Don't get me wrong, every country has its dark corners, but that's why we're here. To bring order and civilization, and to protect the people.
Not everyone seems to want us here.
Ulfric and his thugs are stirring up trouble for their own agenda. The Empire is the only thing keeping the Dominion from walking all over Skyrim. It matters little if some of the people here are ignorant to that truth. They are still citizens of the Empire. It is our solemn duty to protect them.
Hardship? Huh.
The life of a soldier is full of hardship. That's nothing. But they send the Legion to places that have gotten too bad to be settled without violence. What's hard is seeing good people warped by evil. And I've seen the face of evil. It was in the air above Sentinel on the night of Green Fire.
What happened?
Back in 42, I was stationed in Hammerfell, on leave in Sentinel, trying to track down some refugee relatives who had fled persecution in Alinor. Suddenly, an explosion of magic in the refugee quarter. Thalmor mages were attacking the Altmer dissidents who were resisting with magic of their own. I ran to the scene with other legionaries who were stationed there, but the entire quarter was a smoking ruin by the time we arrived. Everyone was dead. Wholesale slaughter. The Dominion, not content with killing dissidents at home, came to Hammerfell to finish the job. We're supposedly at peace now, but I put in to be stationed here to keep an eye on the Thalmor. I have a feeling they're behind this unrest in Skyrim. For the glory of the Empire.
Indeed.
I'll take my leave then. What the rebels
So
like
I
to
did want to
forget
join the Legion.
is
How
that
would
the
I do
Empire-
so?
Think you've got the medal, eh? Honestly, the Legion can use all the able bodies it can muster. We have our hands full. A dead king, a rebellion, and now dragons. Skyrim's a mess. If you're serious, make your way to Solitude. Our headquarters is Castle Tower. You'll find General Tullius there, commanding our forces in Skyrim.
Okay. Well, you won't sell me stuff. Maybe I can use your...
Not sure you
Your
belong
equipment.
here, citizen.
Need steel. No forge here.
They say Skyrim belongs to the Nords. Mostly Nords say it. But I say it belongs to whoever has the biggest hammer.
Wrong button.
Keep an eye out for Stormcloak spies.
Hide helmet. Leather bracers. Hide helmet, leather bracers. Zug lights. Here's one thing I'm not so sure about. These couple of weapons I picked up seem so strong. And I'm afraid if I start using them that I'm not going to have any upgrades available to me. Look at this thing. Alder black bow. Maybe I'll keep it on my quick draw. Just hang on to it for now. Bang of Hanan Ketnet.
Just remember, just leave me all the food. All right, then.
Okay. And we're off. What's going on here?
Greetings and salutations. My name is... Wait a minute. Are you an Imperial agent?
What do you think?
I think you're answering a question with another question in an attempt to confuse me. I think it's working. Only an Imperial agent would be so cunning. Which is surprising because they're normally so stupid. Well, 2 can play that game. So can 3. Pretty much any number less than 12.
You a Stormcloak?
Of course. Now, not officially, but I follow the one true king of Skyrim. Not that harlot widow, what's-her-face, General Tullius.
What kind of name is that for a Jarl? Or a woman? General. Sounds like something I'd name a store. Or the assortment of garbage that collects under my foot.
I think you're talking about Elisif.
Now you're just making things up. No ruler would call themselves fair. Not when the world isn't. Ulfric is no liar. He's about as unfair as a man can get. Some say he might even be Talos reborn, which is nonsense. Ulfric isn't the second coming of Talos. He is Talos.
What?
You heard me. Tiber Septim has been hiding ever since he faked his death in the 38th year of the Third Era. I can prove it. I was there.
How old are you?
What? Have you been sticking fire salts up your ass? Well, you shouldn't. Sure, it feels good, but it'll give you the meanest rash. Not that that'll stop children from doing it. Children are the worst breed of fungus. I should know. I used to own one.
Can you answer the question?
Huh? What question?
Being really old, Ulfric, etc.
I never said that. You ought to get your eyes checked. I'm not a day over 20. What happened is, I got my hand on this thing. It's called an Elder Scroll. I used it to travel to another dimension, where they had invented time travel, and something called a centaur. I think it's like a minotaur with the head of a centurion.
I'm not sure Elder Scrolls work that way.
Why, have you ever used one? Ever even seen one? I've got 3 in my pocket and 6 more that I plan on designing myself.
What happened when you went back in time?
Right, so the Moon Elves sent me back to the dawn of the Third Era. It's there that I wrote this book about the Mystery of Talara, whose story came to me in a dream. It's about a princess who lost her identity following a royal murder plot. And that's when I realized, to avoid assassination, Tiber Septim was secretly living in the Imperial City as a prostitute named China.
Alright. We're gonna have to continue this
They
later.
say no one survives the arena.
Curse those Imperial dogs. That snake got me while my back was turned. Keep your eyes open. The Thalmor are always about.
Yeah, we're gonna continue this tomorrow. I am falling to pieces, even though Zug is going strong. Y'all have a good night out there. Bye.